This is when the breed matters, right? And not that golden retrievers don't have a really good bite, or they can be very assertive and great fighters as well. It's not their thing, right? But why would they growl? In my experience, these two guys are not compatible for this kind of activity, right? Not every dog tolerates another dog, and not all of us tolerate another person eating next to us. You know, sometimes we don't like the way they chew. We don't like the way they do the scoop. We don't like the way they breathe when they eat. It's so we also go through this personal space. Whoa, whoa. See, that's a dog that is in a follower state to begin with. This is when the breed matters, right? And not that golden retrievers don't have a really good bite, or they can be very assertive and great fighters as well. It's not their thing, right? But why would they growl? In my experience, these two guys are not compatible for this kind of activity, right? Not every dog tolerates another dog, and not all of us tolerate another person eating next to us. You know, sometimes we don't like the way they chew. We don't like the way they do the scoop. We don't like the way they breathe when they eat. So we also go through this personal space, especially around food, around sleeping. Um, Very like using the bathroom. We don't feel comfortable, right? So this is a little too close for these two dogs to practice this activity. This can be fixed right away. Um, there's no need for this because it just becomes a habit, right? So I don't like when a dog practices bad habits, and especially if I'm not going to stop it from happening, right? I'm not going to stop these dogs from like growling to each other, which is normal. You know, we've seen lions; they all help each other to kill the wildebeest or the zebra or whatever they're hunting. And as you know, as soon as they start eating, they start making this sound, and they give each other space, right? But in a domesticated world, and especially where they already make this kind of table where there's two plates so they can eat right next to each other, these two are not compatible for this activity. Maybe for playing, they're perfectly fine. Maybe for a walk, they're perfectly fine. Sleeping, they're perfectly fine. Everything else, they can be perfectly fine. And they can just have one activity that are not compatible. And in this case, it sounds like, or it looks like this is the one.
Nothing.
Hmm?
That.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good because the pupil, right? So the pupil gets dilated, and even if they eat their food, imagine even eating your food and you're not having a good time eating it. You're done it. I mean, we're all done it, where we're just eating the food, and then after we finish, we feel bad. So this to me uh, it can actually harm because it's so stressful eating your food. That's what it is. It's the level of stress when it should be, nurturing yourself. Well, that's what this food is about, right? To nurture ourselves. Water to nurture ourselves. So I will believe that I'd rather have a peaceful, loving, uh, safe moment having food. Safe, peace, love, trust, respect, love. The body, the mind, the heart. Where it's about understanding life, time, and memories. And I think that will be more helpful. That was beautiful. This is when it's beautiful, right? This is almost like your National Geographic moment where the camera guy goes into area where it's just controlled by this particular species. And in this case, this is a dog park. And this German Shepherd, wants to play, but it's also becoming a lot, he's like an adolescent, so he's trying to, prove himself to it, which we all do, right? We all trying to go to the next level and prove ourselves. But obviously, with that, we normal people would do it intellectually. We don't fight anymore, unless you are from the UFC. But boxers, Canelo, all those guys, right? This is what they do. They challenge themselves, they prove themselves, so they can become this position in the pack, and that's why UFC is so important, for guys or girls who like the challenge, who like the competition, who like this physical, intellectual, not physical and mental, but it's more primal. It's more about the warrior in you, the fighter in you, but it's legal. And in this case, this liver husky or red husky came in such a beautiful way. You can read his beautiful dominance well, and look at the other husky that is a lot more soft and sweet, and the German Shepherd feels I can take you. That is a absolutely natural behavior. I seen it with goats. They do that a lot. They're constantly like uh, challenging each other for position, or just to keep this vibration of adolescent adult. Those are the one they do the most, right? Where they're constantly showing who's the dominant one. And if you're the dominant one, then you can claim the land. So this is a ritual, right? Which the owners of the owners of these dogs they sing. It seems like they're doing a great job, because none of the dogs are in an aggressive mode. Like the other videos that we watch, that's aggression. This is a social behavior, but it needs to be supervised, because they can escalate in 1 second. They can just nip just a little bit. The other dog can stay mounting too long, and the other dog has to use a lot more energy, and then the sound, and then people can freak out about it, because now you hear a husky and a German Shepherd making this natural primal sounds. And so that's why I always tell people, what's your threshold? What do you feel like you can take the intensity, and that's your that should be your that's what people will call like intuition. Like, how do I know? And this is something that people have to do, self discovery. Like, okay, do you like when the dog plays at a low level of intensity, medium level of intensity, or you really can take high level of intensity? I suggest to never go beyond medium, right? Because here we don't practice more than medium. The dogs practice this natural behavior or wrestling and things like that. Even with the little ones right now, they get excited, and then they start mounting each other. They start making sounds, and I'm pretty sure you heard me saying already, because they're getting too intense. So right now they're playing here in the office, but I'm controlling the intensity of how they're playing, so that way you don't hear the sound that they make once they go to a certain intensity. See, that's, you heard it. As it gets a little stronger, a little bit more bass and the growl. They're having a great time. This is normal. This is it seems like the owners have an agreement for the dogs to play this rough. Do they need it? Absolutely. I believe that they need it. If they don't have an outlet, like doing sheep herding, or the huskies, running for a long period of time, wrestling, it becomes one of those activities where they do drain themselves fairly quickly, and at the same time they gain status, right? They gain status in the park because they practice, this dominant, this assertive or confident behavior, and the husky that day, lay down on the ground, and that dog feels victorious, and the next day it can be the husky finished victorious and becomes a friendship, right? Oh, they're friends because they know how to sometimes let the other one win and so far. Yeah, Huskies versus one German Shepherd. And that's true. The German Shepherd did communicate it. There was a little too much. Again, this kind of games, you never know, the knees, the hips. They move really fast, and if they don't warm up, which most of the dogs don't warm up before they go to the dog park, right? The body is now warm, and so a lot of times the dog can hurt the knees. It's just like when we don't warm up and then we go into try to do something like this. It's more likely that our body is not ready. But the good thing is they have good trust, good respect. The German Shepherd was able to let the Red Husky know, hey, I'm in pain right now, and that was it. Yeah, and that was it. They're kind of equal, all of them. The German Shepherd definitely feels much younger than the Huskies, but they're equal in the positions that they are with, right? There seems like they're very. It's like having a whole bunch of Oscar de la Hoya, and right, or yeah, because this is not the level of Mike Tyson, right? So this is more like Oscar de la Hoya, and it's three of them playing the same game, right? So you have a picture, a perspective of if they were humans, what kind of humans would they be, right? And so they're good, healthy guys. Like Oscar de la Hoya was at one point in his life, in his youth, and he was competing with the guys on his same level. So it's the same thing. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and join me on my mission of better humans, better planet.